with me, Darren Rees. It's time for Series 3 of the podcast's most popular feature, which of course is Kids versus Adults. Just in case you're new to the podcast and you haven't heard of Kids versus Adults before, this is where kids get to play their adults in a football quiz. The loser has to do a forfeit chosen by the winner, and they have to accept and agree that they will do the forfeit on the podcast recording. Some of the forfeits which winning adults have chosen over the last 2 series have been things like making your room spotless and keeping it that way for a whole month, bringing coffee in bed every weekend for 4 weeks, cleaning their car inside and out, and many other things. The kids, however, have been a little harsher on the parents. In the last series, one poor dad had to go football training in nothing but his underpants. Another parent had to do a yes day, which meant that the parent had to say yes to every request for 24 hours, and many parents have been stung for a new football kit or something similar. Do you think you could beat your adult in a football related quiz, and do you have an amazing forfeit for them if you did? Well, here's all the details. Number 1, really importantly, to get involved you must be following the podcast wherever you listen to it. If you have appeared on series 1 or 2, unfortunately you won't be able to enter this series. I want to give as many other listeners as possible an opportunity to get involved and take part. You need an adult to apply on behalf of both you and them. They can do this via the website www.footballforkidspodcast.com. Please note, when they apply, they must state their name, their age, your name and your age, and which football teams both of you support. And lastly, like Series 1 and Series 2, this is open to all countries in the world, but when entering, please make sure that you state your location and your time zone. That is super important stuff. It doesn't matter if you're in Australia, New Zealand, America, Canada, Scotland. I don't care where you are in the world. We will make it happen. But I need to know whereabouts you are so that I can match the times up when we record. The recordings of Series 3 will take place online in the 2nd, 3rd and 4th week of March. I am looking for 10 kids versus adults contestants. If you have a sibling or you want to play along with a sibling, that is no problem at all. Just please make sure that this is clear in the entry when you fill in the contact form on the website. And lastly, I will let the 10 successful people know on the 1st week of March who they are. So then, do you think that you could beat one of your adults in Kids versus Adults? Well, get convincing them to apply on behalf of both of you, because you could end up being one of the contestants in Series 3 and hearing yourself on the podcast. So remember, if you know someone who loves football just as much as you do, then please tell them about Football for Kids. And whether you're playing football soon, watching it on the telly or pitch side, I hope that you enjoy the game. See you next time.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.